Okay. I did it on the first try in case anyone watching was wondering. Welcome back. We got ourselves another episode of the podcast, Banana Slam Jaren podcast. This is episode 62. Date is February 27th, 2022.
Wasn't the last episode like 43 or something?
Nobody's actually counting monkeys, let's just be honest. But yeah. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about the new patch. That's really the main topic. I don't really have much else that I could imagine talking about since a new patch came out. So we'll start it off, monkeys. Big patch, 2 years. We've been waiting for a lot of changes since probably TI9. Really, since COVID started, doesn't seem like much has changed. So how did you feel about this patch? Scale of 1 to 10. Say one number, no comment.
I'll say 6.
I gave it 5.5.
Sure. If I wanted to do like more detailed, that would probably be more accurate. But
you rounded up.
Yeah.
Okay. So I assume we're gonna have similar answers, but a lot of people have been asking me in my stream. I'm sure people asking you, why'd you give it a 6?
Just because I mean, they added more neutral creeps and stuff to the jungle, and they kind of reworked some heroes and added like a few interesting concepts. So like that was nice, I guess. A little bit of freshness there. Obviously, a new hero in Primal Beast, and Techie's completely reworked. So like basically 2 new heroes to mess around with, and a bunch of other hero changes, which like you pretty much always expect in most Dota patches. But the objective, or like the core of Dota that we talked about wanting to be changed, or like just to shake things up or whatever, that was incredibly lacking, and there just really wasn't. I don't know. I feel like this patch will be figured out by the competitor, like the pro scene, within 2 months or so. Like if even that, all it really is going to be is like what heroes are actually going to be like the super OP ones. Like hell, Quap wasn't even nerfed that hard, and Quap was like the star of last patch. So it's like, are we just going to keep seeing Quap 5 picked in like every every official, or maybe the
and by
tiny
5
buffs are
pick you
enough
mean first overall picked, and officials
Yeah.
there's 4 bans
sorry.
and then picks. So
Yeah.
all the numbers. I'm just making sure people understand what that means.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I felt it was pretty lackluster in the I would have wanted to see like ward changes, even like make wards more expensive or sentries more expensive, or like less sentries, because like they're literally the entire map always has like 10 sorry, excuse me, always has like 10 sentries on it. So I don't know. I want change, and I feel like we were lacking in that department.
I think the one sentence summary that, if any were to ask me about the patch, and I think you would agree, is that we wanted the way to win to change, not the heroes that do win to change. It's just like, yeah, rebalancing. I mean, all the jungle creeps effectively did. Yeah, like they're interesting. I think they're like, it makes the jungle a bit more interactive. I will say I used to, as a carry, try to check around the map when I'm jungling. And especially against those ogre bruisers, I feel like I can't even check around the map anymore, because like I'll be hitting them, I'll be checking around the map, and they'll slam me for like 400 damage or something. But what I was getting at is that all they really did was nerf heroes that need to jungle super early, and they buffed heroes that don't. So that's really all they did. They made the jungle harder in terms of the balance of the game.
Yeah. A lot more dynamic, and obviously all of the jungle changes buffed Chen, Enchantress, Doom like quite a bit, because they have a lot more options of what they want to do. Like again, there were changes in this patch that were like really interesting for like 10 to 20 heroes probably, and like obviously that's great, but it's just as we've talked about many times before, we were hoping for a lot more than that in this patch, and we just, disappointingly did not get it. And at this point, like I don't really see a big or like typically that big patch or like the objective change of the patch or whatever, like this would be the patch
It
that
comes
they would
after
do that.
TI, right? It comes
Yeah,
like
yeah,
in a
exactly.
big
So at
break in the
this point,
season.
yeah. So at this point, I'm fully expecting us to like be on this meta for this upcoming TI because like it's typically uncommon for them to like do a big change like that, like in the middle of the season.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, so we both given our opinions. You and I like probably knew what each other's opinions were before we even like came to this conversation. So the question that I have, what have you been playing? What heroes do you think are strong? What first impressions do you have that will be the meta sort of questions?
Um, well, I've just kind of been messing around since the new patch. I go into pubs and I'm just ready to play any role. Yeah, I mean, mostly I've been playing mid and off lane because people see me and those are the roles that they obviously think of when they see me. But sometimes I've been playing like a few 5 games here, a few 4 games there. I think I played carry once. What did I play? I played carry storm and I did the 5 null talisman orchid arcane blink.
Did you
And
win?
we did win, I think. I think we won. No, we lost. It was a close game though. We almost won. But anyways, yeah, I've been playing a lot of Storm. Storm's been really fun. Like that's one of the only heroes that the null talisman change like actually affected positively, I feel. Storm's just like, woohoo, no mana. And yeah, so Storm's been fun. Other than that, I've been playing Brewmaster a lot. The Brewmaster change is like really, really good for him. I think like the shard being able to purchase the shard at 15 minutes, and the shard giving you the what's it called, the status resistance stance, the void stance. It's like so good, dude. And then with the tripling from your W, it's just like you can't get stunned. Like you always get your ult off. It's so nice.
It
It's
seemed
like
like Bara
truly
2.0 kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. It's like really, really nice. But yeah, I mean mostly like Brewmaster Storm. I played I've been seeing a lot of Chen. Chen seems like an absolute menace. Uh there was like a European guy who was like first picking Chen in all of the NA pubs, and he was rushing Arcane Boots Mechanism into Wraith Pact, the new upgrade of
Oh
Vlad's.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you literally like we were death balling high grounds by like 18 minutes reliably every single time I had him on my team. Like I picked Death Prophet with it or something. He just drops Wraith Pact, and we're like, all right, run at us.
What is
What are
it?
you gonna do?
25% damage reduction to the
Damage
opponent or
reduction
something?
from all damage types, magic, physical, everything. So like you literally just sit in this 900 AoE ring and you just like you
Does it
say,
make the
what are you gonna
opponent
do?
be debuffed or you're buffed?
I think you're buffed, I think is what it is.
Okay.
Or it might not even be a buff on you. I think it's literally just a ring that like if you're
What
in
is
it.
it? It's that reduces all damage of enemies. Yeah, I guess it's not clear exactly how it works
Yeah.
mechanically, but I would assume it's basically a healing ward that if you're in range of it, you take 25% less damage.
Yeah.
Because it kind
But
of looked like a healing ward when I saw it.
yeah, basically. And it has like what, like it moves 150 units per second or something like that.
Yeah.
It's very slow movement speed. um, but yeah, just like I feel like Chen and I mean Ench to an extent. I've been seeing a decent amount of Ench. She seems like pretty strong with all the new neutrals. Like if you get one lucky, I mean hell, you don't even need lucky spawns anymore in those heroes. Like, dude, every single creep is like relevant now, pretty much. So
Yeah, that's the thing is
yeah,
they made every creep have a purpose, so now you're not reliant on RNG. You kind of just have to know what to do with whatever you get, right?
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I
Well,
mean, again, Chen, I think I've seen Tiny, or I've heard Tiny is like pretty busted. I've heard Huskar is pretty busted. I've heard Lena's pretty busted. Well, I actually laned against Lena. Lena did feel like insane, dude. She was just attacking like so fast. Like she would attack 3 times at level 2 in the time I would attack once, and I'm just like, what do I do?
Lita seems strong and certain, like in the lane, but then like later on when you're trying to like run around the map and get kills, you can't keep your stacks up when you go to base, and then if
Yeah.
the person's like not on a creep wave, you can't get your stacks back. Because the way Lina's
Yeah.
works now is every time you hit something with a nuke, you get a stack, but the stacks max out at 7 instead of 3, and the stacks individually aren't as good. But it counts for every unit you hit, so if you nuke 7 creeps, you instantly have full stacks.
Yeah.
So it seems better in theory, but then there's just times where you can't hit anything. You know,
Yeah.
all the jungle creeps are dead or whatever, so maybe you'll go into team fights or like a solo pickoff without stacks, which makes it kind of awkward. But
Yeah, that's true.
in lane, it seemed way stronger from what I saw, which was weird. I always thought she was already a strong laner. Didn't need to, like, make that better.
Yeah,
They kind of shit on support Lina, right? Because you want to nuke the creeps.
Yeah.
Like, you can't play side lane Lina anymore, because usually side laners don't want to nuke creeps.
Yeah, for sure. So it's like I mean, again, I've only laned against it one time, but it was just super obnoxious in lane. So, but again, like I mean, I haven't really seen everything yet. I've also well, I've seen Omni once in pubs, but I've also heard from a few friends that Omni's like completely broken as well. Like everyone is just dominating with that hero, the double what's it called?
Double
Heavenly Grace
Heavenly's
or whatever.
Grace.
Yeah.
It's 720 health without
Yeah.
removing debuffs. It's
Yeah,
extra health and regen if you do remove debuffs. Real quick, it is confirmed that the totem from the Sacrificial Pact or whatever is a debuff
Great
on
back.
opponents.
Oh, okay.
So if they're within range of it, they will do less damage.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so the biggest thing that I hear from all the heroes you're saying and like ideas of the game is that you need to get one item in fight. Like it's like whatever item that is, you know, it can be a support rushing mana boots mech, it can be a core rushing diffusal, or like, you know, I
Oh
think I've
yeah,
seen Tiny
dude,
still going like Echo
dude,
Saber.
have you seen the AM diffusal? AM
I haven't seen
diffusal Vanguard?
I haven't seen Anti Mage yet with
Oh
diffusal.
really? Dude, I've seen a couple of them. It's actually so fucking obnoxious. Like AM
I
will just
expected
jump
it
on
to be a
someone.
thing.
It's
Yeah.
literally it's just gone. It's their mana's gone. They just sit there and they go, oh well, I guess
And now
I
you're
just can't
slowed
do
too, so you
anything.
can't even
Yeah.
get over. And then once your mana's gone, you're also slowed, right?
Yeah.
Like
But
if he
yeah,
doesn't
but like
alter
I
you.
literally see AMs rush diffusal into Vanguard or Vanguard into diffusal, whatever way they decide to do it, and they just fight. They literally run around the map and
Yeah, it's
fight.
probably
It's
like
like
diffusal Vanguard Manta, and then you just
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
The thing is that like okay, I saw a couple really high carries in EU go third item Battle Fury, like straight up.
Hmm.
They'll go like Orchid, BKB, Monkey King, Battle Fury. I had
Uh-huh.
a Ricky who went Diffusal Manta, Battle Fury. Like he went Battle Fury third item, which to me is like if you told that to a casual Dota player who didn't like read the patch or watching religiously, they'd be like, "Don't you get Battle Fury to farm or like what?" So like
Yeah.
prior to this patch, I always said that carries had a formula. Your first item accelerates you, your second item makes you survivable, your third item kills people. That's like most of games. It's not like obviously you can't just assume that all the time, but like, you know,
Mm.
you take it on Anti-Mage, Battle Fury, Manta, Basher. You know, that's like a very standard farm, accelerator, survivability, kill. Right now, I
Yeah.
feel like it's like kill, then fight item, then farm item. Like it's so weird because
Yeah.
the jungle works the way it does that most of the time you just don't. Okay, so what they did, guys, was they made the jungle harder to farm, and then they made defusal cost 600 less gold. So all these heroes that buy defusal and run at you, like Ricky, Ursa, whatever, they get their defusals like 200 or 2 minutes sooner because a lot of these heroes don't farm very fast, right? Like Ricky does not farm very fast. So you get your defusal 2 minutes sooner. And then the person who's trying to jungle, like a Luna, for instance, it takes them longer to jungle. You know, like it's just harder to jungle. Like, yeah, you can still jungle, but it takes longer. So instead of taking like 4 seconds per camp, you're taking 5, you know, whatever. So I've just noticed so far that you don't have time to farm. Like, I don't feel like anybody in the game, I don't know if, like, I did go back to EU where people tend to fight a bit more, but Like I straight up feel like it's brawling from like minute 12. Like
Yeah,
if the
it
opponent
definitely is a
carry,
lot of. Yeah, it's a
like
lot of
I'm
fighting.
seeing Monkey King, Ricky, Ursa. I mean, I thought Anti Mage might be one of the few that like could transition, like you said, to a diffusal build. Um, I haven't. I've seen Tiny, but I haven't seen it like too much.
Hmm.
I've seen it a lot when I go to the spectator tab. I see a ton of Tiny
I mean,
carries.
again, I haven't really seen Tiny, but I've heard that Tiny is really good from a few people. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's weird
yeah,
because oh, have you seen Axe by the way? Have you seen Axe?
I have seen Axe, and I played him once, and then I forgot to even buy the Ags because it was a good Lotus game. But
I had an Axe with 25 culling blades yesterday. It was in
oh
like a
really?
50-minute game. He had 100 armor. I was like, this stupid because it also
Yeah,
makes your battle hunger do like a ton of damage. So his battle
yeah.
hunger is like 300 damage a second or something.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
that's why you get the Ags, because then you just battle hunger all of your called units, and then they just all fucking melt the way they used to when you bought Ags.
well, and I say that like it's basically a corrosive haze now. If you buy Ags
Yeah, yeah.
on Axe, you mark them, they take damage, they're slowed, and they lose armor. So like, I mean, it's obviously not the exact same, but it's similar to corrosive haze. So, yeah, I mean, Axe. Basically, what I felt like in half of my games was that as a position one, I was meant to be the position one like 40 minutes into the game, but I had a lot of mids like Invoker with a Midas, like Exor, because they buffed that a lot. I had a lot of Axe off lanes, like these greedier heroes that like to farm like 2 or 3 items. And
Uh-huh.
so I was stuck picking Ricky with a Diffusal, like every single game, and I would have less net worth than my mid at like 25 minutes into the game. That was what
Mhm.
happened to me. So I think the carry meta is more so enabling carries, not so you're not it's not a 4 protect 1 meta anymore. Like it is a straight up buy one item run at each other meta. So
Yeah, well, I mean, hey,
that's different at
I'm all
least, I guess.
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm all for running at people, like that's fun Dota. That's like OG style Dota from TI8.
It doesn't work in the Arkosh content team because it feels like somebody on your team plays a bit slower paced.
I wonder if that.
Noosh dude. Seriously. Good times. Good times. Wait, it
But
says whoever take. It says whoever takes off back them, whether it's an axe stomping game or mid stomping, you're one. Yeah, I could. What the guy in my chat's saying is a good point. Like whoever on your team's having good momentum, I feel like you just follow that guy around the map now. I
yeah,
feel like,
pretty much.
hey, buddy, where are you going? Their triangle.
Yeah,
Okay, let's four
yeah,
man. Let's 4-man smoke into their triangle
yeah,
now. I mean, the funny thing
yeah.
about today's podcast. Oh god, god, god.
I was just gonna say that I feel like laning maybe feels like a little more relevant now, just because like as you said, the jungler or the jungle is a bit harder to farm, so it's like basically, as that guy said, like if you're able to take a lead in the lane, it feels like you're really able to establish that lead by just like running around and making the other team like uncomfortable in whatever lane you're in or whatever, right? So it feels like it's easier to like kind of snowball on like the heroes that are good at snowballing. That's why Huskar is really good. I feel like, because right now I don't know if you've seen Huskar, but like Huskar will literally just dominate his lane so hard, and he'll get like his 6, 7, maybe 8 minute armlet, and then he'll just like be able to take away the game like really really easy.
Well, the best thing I can say in terms of comparison is that last patch, you would like say you won your lane as an offlaner. That Wraith King or Luna that was against you, they would be jungling at like level 4 or 5, and it felt like you had to chase them around. Like it felt
Hmm.
like if you don't stop them, they're gonna get really high net worth by like 20 minutes and carry the game. Right now, I feel like you don't have to chase anybody. Like
Yeah.
if it's 6 minutes into the game and that guy's jungling, you're like, you know,
Yeah.
Suck it. You're stuck. You're
Yeah,
stuck
exactly.
jungling at like 6 minutes into the
Huskar will
game.
just take your Huskar will just take your mid T1 tower if you're jungling. Like, I'll just be like,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, your map's just gonna get small then.
So that naturally promotes heroes early game that lack mobility and are more so just like you can't lane here. So Huskar, I think Necrophos win rate went up. Heroes like this,
Yeah.
heroes that just don't want to chase you. They want you to come to them. So I
Did,
feel like you
didn't
combine
Lone
these
Druid get a lot
cores.
better too?
Oh, Lone Druid is insane. Yeah. I've had a few Lone Druids in my game. That hero's like beyond busted, I think. I think he's actually absurd. Yeah, I've had a few of them.
Yeah, I haven't actually, or actually, I think I played against one Lone Druid, and like, the laning wasn't very strong of him. I think I was tied against him. We were tied snap, so like we kind of owned him in lane, but in game, like we got crushed in game.
Well, the thing is, it's like there's so many things that are compounding here. There's so many items that you want to buy earlier. So, like Deso, for instance, you want to buy it earlier if possible because it accrues charges to get damage. So, Lone Druid, I've seen them go like Midas Deso or like Mask of Madness Deso, and that looks really good. Items like Bracer and Wraithband, you want to buy them now because everyone at 25 minutes they double in value. So not only you take the combination of the jungle, the combination of these like permanently scaling heroes that used to not scale. Like Axe did not used to scale at all. I think Necro kind of used to fall off too. And like giving them free as like the game goes on, they're willing to sacrifice scaling items. You know what I mean? Like they're willing to just invest all in. Like when I played Axe and I won, I went like phase double bracer blade mail. And I just ran at people. Like I didn't even buy a blink. I just like I don't even need to farm a blink because I'm gonna have battle hunger that does more damage because I'm cooling blading people. Like I'm fighting them and they're dying. So yeah, you just combine the jungle changes, the item changes, and it drastically shifts the hero pool. I think of heroes that you want to play. You're going like I see Ice playing off lane. His starting items are double circlet, double gauntlet. Almost every hero I've seen him play.
Yeah,
and he's just doing 2 bracers. They didn't change regen. They didn't change regen at all. They made salves worse, so you naturally want to play heroes that have built-in regen if possible. No cores wanted by regen. It's the same as last patch. Like, starting items. Like, when I say double circle, double gauntlet, guys, quick math, that's 600 gold. Like, there's no gold for regen. He just goes double bracer. So, I played Ricky.
Like when you make a change that's gonna just like double the net worth of an item, like
for free.
Everyone, for free. Like everyone's gonna start buying those items or putting value on those items. Like right. Like everyone loves a free 1,000 gold. Like so as soon as I read those changes, I was just like, yeah, all right, we're probably gonna see 2 of like whatever respective attribute on each hero pretty much reliably, I would say, because it's just like I don't know, it's way too good.
Yeah, it just feels like the best way to play right now is move my webcam. Is like 15 minutes, you have boots, wand, double the stat item of whatever your primary stat is. Like I mean like bracers, wraithbands. I mean I've even seen people going like non-statted items like carries offlaners going wraithband because it gives them 4 armor later. It's like literally a chainmail that also gives you wraith. Dude, what happened to my webcam?
I don't know.
Okay. I was like, why won't it go back to where it was? Go back to your home webcam. There you go. Perfect. The problem with this webcam is I can't attach it to the top of this monitor because this monitor is like really thin at the top. So if I attach it, it's drooping onto my screen by like that much. So first world problems. But yeah, I mean, it's literally a super nice monitor. So it's hard to complain. It's like a 360 hertz monitor from that Liquid got me. So I'm like, yeah, the monitor's super nice, but it does not work fully well with this webcam. But yeah, so I was gonna say about this podcast is that like I feel like there's not too much to talk about just yet, just because there's like a few good items, heroes that are clearly coming into the patch. But I want to say, like right now, you give 3 heroes in each core role. Like, they don't even have to be the top 3. Like, you could be forgetting some. Okay? 1, 2, and 3 in the core roles. Top 3 offlaners, top 3 mid laners, top 3 carries. Immediately jumps to your head right now.
For offlane, I would say Brewmaster, Axe, and man, I don't know what the third one would be yet for offlane.
Omni Knight?
Maybe I've been theorizing about I haven't tried it yet, right? I've really only had like 1.5.
Okay, we're making the conversation longer than it has to be.
Okay.
Third
sorry,
hero.
Sure, Omni Knight.
Okay, mid.
For mid, I mean, can I say Brewmaster again for mid? Because I've been playing Brew mid, and it's like
sure, man. You can cheat. You can cheat.
For mid, I would say Brewmaster, Huskar. I mean, again, Huskar seems insane to me. It might still be like a niche pick, but and probably Quap still. Honestly, I've seen a lot of Quap, and it's just annoying.
She doesn't jungle. Yeah, she doesn't need the jungle.
And carry, dude, that is the one role I don't pay attention to at all. Like,
come on, man.
Dude, I literally don't pay attention to it. I don't. All right, Tiny, PA. I've seen PA's rush Deso, and it's kind of annoying. And I don't know, anti-mage, because it's kind of, or maybe PL. PL is pretty good with new diffusal as well, I will say.
So I'll go with heroes in the roles that I feel like I upgrade them in my top 3 because you didn't get to pick them last patch, and you get to pick them now. So in the carry role, I would say Monkey King was not very popular in the last patch. I think he's good again. I think Ricky is went from zero to hero in one patch as a carry. And then I'd say Tiny. I'd say last patch you couldn't pick Tiny, but now you can.
Yeah.
In terms of the mid lane, definitely Huskar. I think Necro is up there for mid and off lane. He's still good in pubs in the previous patch, but I think the buff to him this patch, or the change, is just better. I think Necro is more of a selfish hero than he is a you hero. So turning his ulti from a you to a buff him is better for the hero's kit. And then I think Leshrac might actually be insane. They gave him base damage, so I think he could be any core role, 1, 2, or 3. The new Bloodstone
does go a long way.
On Leshrac specifically. He had 47 base damage prior, so giving him 3 base damage is a lot. But I think he's one of the only heroes you can buy the Bloodstone on. He's the only hero that does enough damage, because Bloodstone has turned into an int hero Satanic. So I feel like he's one of the only ones that can go Bloodstone. And then in terms of off lane, I've seen a lot of the Primal Beast. I think he's absolutely busted. I don't know if you've seen much of it in the off lane in NA. In the EU, it's very popular.
Yeah, I have. I mean, I played it a few times as well, and it felt great, but my team had no idea what to do with it. So I think I've lost most of my games with it, but it feels good when I'm playing it.
I mean, the thing is, in EU, dude, people if you say come gank, this is the biggest difference, man. This is the biggest difference. I was in a game. I mean, I said this to my viewers yesterday. I was in a game, and one of my teammates pinged bottom. He the enemy was pushing tier 1, and our teammate was set up on the tier 1. He pinged it, and I was Ricky with a defusal, so I TP'd. 2 of my other teammates all TP'd at the exact time. 3 of us TP'd within half a second of this ping. I'm saying, he pinged, 3 of us were TPing in half of a second. And in NA, it's that just doesn't fucking happen. Everyone's pushing top and mid, trading farm. And I was just but with Primal, the reason why I say this is because with Primal Beast, I feel all you need to do is just run at them. You actually just need to stop farming. The hero clears waves really fast. You literally clear one wave and then just run across the map, clear one wave, run across the map.
Yeah.
But I did theorize that the hero would be better in EU because he's super low cooldown, right? All of his it's like less than 30 seconds.
Dude, the first time I used my alt on Primal Beast, I literally was like, I didn't like read any of the skills or anything really before playing it,
Yeah.
so I just like alted someone mid, and I'm just laughing at like me slamming them into the ground, and they just like died, and then I'm just like running around for a little bit, and I look down, I'm just like, what? My alt's off cooldown? I'm like, all right, let's get him again.
Yeah, his abilities. Well, what they did in the buff was they made his W way less mana at max levels, so you can farm with it. It used to be that you couldn't really farm with it because you just run out of mana. Everyone's just rushing Sanj and Kaya on the hero. It's like Sanj and Kaya E-Blade, and you actually just kill people like full to zero. Or like Sanj and Kaya or E-Blade, depending on the game, is what I've been seeing.
And then like BKB or whatever right after.
Blink. I've seen a few. I've people treat him kind of like Marcy. You have like reliable initiation early game, but not so reliable later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mentioned Primal Beast. I think Omni Knight's actually up there. It seems like his Q plus E is like insane damage. Like it's actually insane damage from what I've seen. It's pure, so that's pretty nutty. And then I had another hero in mind. I think the new Doom might be really good offlane too. Like just with the new creeps. I think Doom might be good. And
I've
it's also like
times, but
I think the solution to Doom
in
though.
NA are so scuffed, so I don't.
The solution to Doom though is to leave lane.
Yeah.
Think about it. If the solution to a hero is to leave lane, this patch that sucks, right? Because or like those heroes should be good. I know what you mean. I mean, in NA, I don't know, man. I was laughing so hard because I think EU is actually just as toxic or more toxic than NA. I had this one game where straight up, all 4 of my teammates were bitching at each other. They were bitching at me too. And like I was like, guys, I don't even know what's going on. I didn't say that to my team. I said that to my viewers. And we ended up winning the game. Like we were down by like 5K at 20 minutes. Everyone is bitching at each other, but they're trying so hard to win the game. And I'm just like, I feel like in NA, people spend their time bitching at each other, but they're actually just bitching at each other. They're not actually playing the game of Dota anymore. I'm like, these guys are so toxic in EU. They're actually so toxic, and they're still playing. I found that to be really amusing, because that was like the second game I played when I got back. Everyone was just bitching at each other because we were losing, and then we all won. I was like, guys, I think we're going to win this game. I think we're gonna win.
I actually surprisingly had one of those experiences like a couple days ago or something. Like literally we were getting destroyed, stomped all game. Like my team hated each other. Everyone was just screaming. I didn't feel like being the mediator or like babysitting them.
Yeah,
so whatever.
counselor.
Get it out of your systems. I don't fucking care. And then the enemy team just like threw on our high ground like 2 different times, and we started winning. We're like, oh, all right. And then we won the game, and I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'll take it.
I am not going to complain about a free win, is what I call those, the free wins.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was pretty mentally checked out, but we were still playing. No one like bought a shadow amulet to like grief the other person they were mad at. Like everyone just kept going on.
Now, you talk about being mentally checked out, and for all the viewers at home, I think it's a great opportunity for you to check out Ipvanish, okay? Exclamation point, Ipvanish in chat. It's our sponsor for the podcast. They are a VPN that helps you browse the internet safely with privacy from any country to any other country. It did prevent your data from being given to the hackers, the advertisers, the government. I swear they're taking my data. They actually are. And helps you safely browse the internet by encrypting your data. And you can use it on unlimited devices without sacrificing your speed. And here's the thing, guys. If you go to ipvanish.com and you use promo code BSJ, let me fix that. It's ipvanish.com/BSJ. If you use promo code BSJ, you get 70% off. 70% off.
70%?
That's better rating than I gave the patch, monkeys.
That's actually true. That's
so
factual.
Yeah, guys, check it out. It's ipvanish.com/BSJ. That is our sponsor for the podcast. It'll be a great service to us if you want to check it out, and also if you need a VPN. But okay, obligatory sponsor out of the way.
Great segue, by the way.
I nailed it. I was waiting for an opportunity. I'm like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. He's gonna say something, and then I'll segue it. It is what it is. But the thing is about this new patch is that, Dota's still the same. We talk about the toxic games we have and the funny games we have where we can't believe we won. But moving forward, I'm like having fun with it. But I don't know about you. I don't feel motivated to play like the grind. I'm not motivated to like I'm actually enjoying Dota, like unironically, but I don't want to play 8 to 9 hours a day in order to like grind. You know what I mean? I'm not like, how can I optimize this patch? Because I don't feel like it's gonna take that much time. I can just
I agree.
Pick Ricky and buy a diffusal.
For sure. It's like I mean for me personally, like that's kind of why I'm just like going into pubs with the mentality of like I'll do whatever, I'll play whatever. Like I'm trying, like I just want my team to be comfortable. So, like I feel like if everyone's on roles that they actually want to be on, and I'm just playing like a flex role, like I'll do whatever. Again, I mostly end up on mid and off lane because people see me and they're like, we would prefer you on mid or off lane. But like sometimes I play 5 and it's just fun. Like I played Treant and I like owned a Timbersaw in lane, got my Luna like level 7 when the Timbersaw was level 4
Did
or
they
something.
change
And I was
Tree,
like,
or is that the same hero?
I think they like slightly change. I don't know. I whenever I'm pause 5, I just go, "Hey, carry player, what do you want as your lane partner?" And they tell me a hero, and I'm like, "All right, you got it."
So selfless of you.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I can play anything at like an okay level, right? So if my carry wants to play like a specific hero and he knows a strong lane partner with him, I'm just like, why not? I'll do it for you. I'll make your dream come true.
So if I were to ask you what to play, you'd play it too?
Or if you ask me what to play,
Yeah.
I play whatever 5 for you.
Okay. That means a lot.
I mean,
Marcus, thank you.
I tried asking you when we actually duo queued and I was your 5, but you're like, no, play whatever, and I'm like, all right, I'll play Dazzle then.
Okay.
Why?
I remember it. I remember it differently than you do, monkeys.
What? Well, you remember the game after where I forgot you couldn't pause for 3 minutes, and then you got real mad at me.
Nah, I remember the Dazzle Leshrac game. That was a nice game.
Yeah. It was a nice game.
Dazzle Lesh is probably one of my favorite combos. Yeah, Dazzle Lesh is probably one of my favorite combos in all of Dota. I'm just saying. I think it's broken.
Dazzle is it actually broken?
I actually think. Because the only thing Dazzle needs is a hero that runs in. And the only thing Lesh needs is a hero that saves him. And the difference between Lesh and like other carries is that Lesh does a ton of damage at like 7 minutes. So you can just follow this guy around from like minute 7. And I mean, he kind of protects the Dazzle, right? Because he does so much damage.
Yeah, sadly Dazzle doesn't get a item cooldown reduction anymore, so you can't just like buy a fast arcane boots and just like constantly man as the Lesh.
I felt like Dazzle's. I was surprised Dazzle still had a decent win rate. I thought the Dazzle changes were a nerf. I thought they hurt the hero.
I played him once, and like I mean I got on in lane against Batrider. First of all, I played Dazzle the first night of the patch, and I played against like 2 Batriders, and I had to deal with the Agshard Manta shit. Oh my god, that dude! I'm genuinely happy they took that out. I did not want Bat to devolve into Manta Shard like Dragon Lance. Oh my god! I mean, you're still buying Shard like Witchblade on them, but anyways, whatever. At least Batrider didn't go like the carry route. I would have been real sad about that, Brian. I would have been real sad as a longtime notorious Bat spammer.
There was carry Bat for like a day.
I mean, yeah, but
I had carry Bat in my games. I had carry Bat. Oops, I pulled up the wrong thing. I had carry Bat in my games for. I had one carry Bat. One guy tried to play carry Bat. It was like a free win for me.
But yeah, I forget what I was saying. So I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
I wasn't even listening to what you were saying, so I have a hard time helping you out.
I'd expect nothing less. I typically don't say anything of value.
Somebody in chat who just beat us in Sacrificial Cup wants to know your opinion on Willow.
Willow? I mean, I don't know. She seems fine still, right?
They nerfed her W pretty hard. Do you remember that? Or
I mean,
you didn't
yeah,
even
but
remember that when I mentioned it in the Sac Cup game.
oh, that. Sorry, I thought you were referring to my silence when you said that. I was like, what? They did that to DP silence?
Well, no. What happened was we were like hitting her. You silenced her, and then she still went into her W.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I did forget about that at that moment, but I do remember that. But I mean, it's still like fine for her. It's not like the end of the world, right?
I just imagine there's a lot of skills that are like pretty low cast time that you could have dodged reliably, and now that you have to like predict them. I feel like because you basically added 300 ping to the ability is what you what you added.
I mean, it's like what, like PL Lance, you're not going to be able to dodge stuff like that in lane anymore and stuff, but I feel like the game is still going to be pretty similar for her. Like, I mean, I think it's more of like, I don't know, because you can still react, like you can still hit it if you're getting silence or something, as long as you hit it before the silence, and then like.
Well, he mentioned he died to duel a bunch of times, for instance, because like he would duel, and the fade time would cost would get the fade time's longer than the duel cast time, right?
But I mean, stuff like that, like duel is forcing her to attack you, so that's like a very specific interaction, I would say, of like, you're not just getting hit by the ability, you're like being forced out of Shadow Realm on top of that, right? Like most abilities, that's like maybe you'll get hit by a slow or a stun, but like you're still in Shadow Realm.
Gotcha.
So I mean, like, yeah, it's relevant. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, I feel like Willow. There's not too many situations where like Willow gets gone on first, right? She's still typically like she plays on the outline of fights, and she casts a lot of spells. She's just annoying. She terrorizes. And then after she does like 1 or 2 rounds of spells, then she runs in and bedlams and whatnot.
Rubarzon wanted me to the Willow spammer Rubarzon from our game wanted me to mention also that, and I think they're actually going to change this part, that the damage charge also takes longer to max. So like used to be when you cast it, it would take 3.5 seconds to max the damage, and now it takes 3.8. So it's a hero that like does a lot of her damage and like with quick casting of several spells in a row, right? Yeah. You push a W, you push your ultimate. You push your Bramble Maze, and like then you push your other ultimate, and then they take all the. So delaying that process even slightly could definitely hurt the hero a pretty good amount. But we're coming up soon on the hour mark ish. So I'll say this for your viewers or just people, anybody who knows you. We know your main heroes. Is there any hero that is outside of what you normally play that you're 100% playing this patch?
100%. I mean, like, again, I'm definitely testing Omni Knight, and if it's good, I'll play a lot of Omni because I am the biggest Omni Knight fan, like, in the... I don't know if you remember my Omni Knight days.
We beat EG with Omni Knight.
I know, but dude, I love that hero as a core, so... Like, let me tell you, if I can make Omni work as an offlane or a mid, I mean, literally any role. Well, okay, not any role, because I don't play support that much in my pubs. But if I can make it work as an offlane or a mid, I will definitely play a lot of Omni, because I genuinely just love that hero.
Okay, for me, it's Ricky. I've already mentioned him several times. I just want to say, I've already talked about it a bit, but just to really rehash it, they added a slow to his blink strike, okay? They added a 0.8 second slow to his blink strike. Yeah. So, at max level, which makes it so easy to blink cloud people, because that's like about the time it takes to blink, then cloud, and then hit, right? So it's like, it used to be that by the time you clouded them, they could have walked in some random direction, and you'd get like 2/3 of the cloud value or whatever. But now they're in the middle of that cloud every single time. Obviously, the buff Diffusal Blade. My build that I really think is reliable is either Diffusal into either Manta or BKB, depending on the game, and then Battle Fury. No Kappa. The Battle Fury third item is pretty sick.
Right.
But yeah, so I think that's like a good place to leave off because I know we're gonna have plenty of time to talk about the patch as it forms and all that kind of stuff.
Definitely need like another week of experience before I have like, you know,
we definitely don't know everything.
Formed ideas on all the heroes and whatnot.
Yeah, we're definitely spitballing more than anything. So, okay, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for coming on, monkeys. Sorry I couldn't carry you in the sacrificial cup, buddy. You were just a bit too heavy.
No, dude, it was Slax's fault on the second. Like he just
you're right.
too early. Like it was unavoidable. Like what?
It was the minute that somebody says "awesome, we won" and you like know the game's not over yet. It's definitely their fault.
Like,
you're right.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a really good point. I should have thought about that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I misclicked the fountain and I couldn't get out of it even after my Aegis spawn. Like it was rough.
Misclicked the fountain.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Understandable. Okay. On that note.
Bye, everyone.